Today I want to talk about love, which might not be the first thing you think about when you think about monastic life. But for me, I keep coming back to seeing just how crucial it is if I want to practice and cultivate a meaningful life. And it's so huge in the foundation of my practice. Love is complicated to tease apart because we're so flooded in our society of ideas of what it is not. Expectations, clinging, obligation, and duty is not love. Love or loving kindness is a sense of warmth, open-hearted joy, friendliness, and kindness, acceptance, understanding, connecting. Loving kindness has much less baggage and is more pure. It's imbued with warm-hearted kindness and no strings attached or expectations. This is combined with the wisdom that cuts through delusions and false beliefs that keep us from really being happy. The moment I clearly decided to ordain, I knelt down and touched the earth, just like the Buddha, and said, "With the earth as my witness, it is out of great love for myself that I make this decision to commit myself to spiritual practice. It is out of a growing sense of love for myself that I want to follow this path, knowing that it is the kindest, wisest, and most loving thing I can do to help others as well." And it is from cultivating these qualities that I can, just really help other beings in the best way possible once I've cultivated them in myself first. I keep seeing how much my spiritual practice is about learning to tease apart what is not true, and to challenge what I believe. To get to where I am now, I had to really see that by continuing to chase external things, job status, relationships, even the joys of skiing and surfing, don't really bring the happiness and satisfaction that I want. That's because I was looking for something outside of myself. But looking inward and learning to cultivate love, acceptance, and understanding is so much more rewarding and nourishing. Even if it means understanding and accepting all of the mistakes and imperfections about myself, especially learning to accept and understand the mistakes and flaws within myself, or parts that I would rather hide. Doing the work of clearly seeing and understanding isn't easy or comfortable, and it's a very slow process, but it's worth it. As I start to understand my habits and ways that I limit myself and cause harm, I can also have a greater understanding and acceptance for others when they do things unskillfully and out of the same confusion that I do. It's been a long journey in understanding how the benefits and the power of purification practice have helped me, but I can now see how much it is imbued with love and compassion. It's not about judgment or beating myself up. It's a practice of learning to gently and honestly learn, or to look at all the harm that I've caused out of confusion, out of the clumsy attempts to be happy, and to know that those actions are not the sum of who I am. To look at them with understanding that they were caused due to many factors and that I can change and grow. Purification practice helps me to see and accept the many different aspects of myself. Just like the words from Walt Whitman in his poem, Song of Myself. Do I contradict myself? Well then, I contradict myself. I am larger, I contain multitudes. And his poem from Song of the Open Road, I am larger, better than I thought. I did not know I held so much goodness. Another part of cultivating loving kindness is actually learning how to be firm and build strength in not tolerating the harmful habitual thoughts and stories that can take over my mind. To find new ways to relate to myself beyond the normal habits of either harsh self-judgment or feeling hopeless and helpless. I'm slowly learning how to be the firm parent that says no to the habitual deluded thought patterns and actions that I know are not helpful or true. One thing that works is a little song that I've created is catching the lies and singing bullshit, hogwash, and poppycock. These words are not true. Bullshit, hogwash, and poppycock. Your sky mind is clear and blue. Saying that, using the Manjushri sword to cut it and use humor really helps. Sorry for swearing. Before moving to the Abbey, two of my favorite activities were surfing and skiing. Both involve a lot of constant balancing and adjusting. So these days I'm doing a lot of inner surfing, learning to find the balance and redirecting the strong energy, habitual energy of self-critical thoughts and replacing them with a more kind and realistic perspective. Learning to catch myself when I slip into listening and believing my inner CNN channel, the critical Namtak news channel, and changing it with the Bodhisattva channel, a kinder, wider perspective, looking from different angles and stepping beyond critical, judgmental categories. When I can soften and be gentle to myself, it feels a lot better and more realistic. And then I can be a lot softer and gentler and kinder to others as well. The spiritual teacher Krishnamurti has a poem that I really contemplate a lot. He says, "There are so many ways of escaping from ourselves, and comparison is one of them. Comparison does not bring about understanding. Comparison is another form of distraction, as judgment is evasion. Seek not to perfect the world, but to perfect your love for what is on this earth. Our spiritual task is not the perfection of ourselves, but the perfection of our kindness towards ourselves and all others." So these lines, seeing judgment as evasion, rings so true. It's when I focus on judging and categorizing myself and others as good or bad, right or wrong, it completely bypasses any kind of learning and understanding from the situation. It only creates division and separation, which is the opposite of what I want, which is connection. And then this last sentence, our spiritual task is not the perfection of ourselves, but the perfection of our kindness towards ourselves and all others. This serves as kind of the great neutralizer for my high expectations that I didn't realize I have, but keep running into. It brings me back to earth of what really is the most important thing: kindness, acceptance, love, and understanding. And then lately, I've also been grounding myself with a new kind of commitment, the simple commitment to kindness. It brings a lot of understanding and more space and openness, which is really the best thing that I can do for myself and for others now and in the long run.